Numbers and operations is the biggest category on the Praxis 5003, which means if you go into this test without a solid handle in this one area, you're already starting at a disadvantage. Let's make sure you're ready. Welcome to the Praxis channel. I'm Emily, and we're here to help you understand exactly what's going on your test and how to walk in ready. Today, we're breaking down the top skills you need to master for the numbers and operations category of the Praxis 5003, and we're walking through real multiple choice examples so you know exactly what these questions look like on your test day. Let's start with the basics. The Praxis Elementary Education Mathematics Subtest 5003 has 50 questions and it runs 65 minutes. You'll have an on-screen scientific calculator available, though not every question will need it. The test is divided into 3 content categories: numbers and operations at 40%, algebraic thinking at 30%, and geometry, measurement, and data at 30%. Numbers and operations is grounded in the kind of math you'll be teaching every day in an elementary classroom. But this test isn't just asking you to compute numbers. It's asking you to understand why math works the way it does, how to recognize properties, how to apply operations across different number types, and how to reason through real-world problems. That applied thinking is what separates candidates who pass from candidates who struggle. 40% of your 5003 score lives in the numbers and operations category. If you walk in without a solid grasp of place value, fractions, operations, and number properties, you've already put yourself behind before the algebraic thinking questions even start. On the flip side, a strong performance here builds a meaningful buffer if other sections are less certain. The content in this section also directly overlaps with what you'll teach. Understanding this material deeply and not just well enough to answer a question is exactly the preparation that makes you a better elementary math teacher the moment you enter the classroom. Okay, let's take a look at the skills you should focus on in your prep. Skill 1, place value and number representation. You'll need to be able to move fluidly between standard form, written form, and expanded form, and understand what each digit's position actually means. For example, 3056.45. The digit 5 in the tens place has a value 10 times greater than the same digit 5 in the ones place. Questions also test powers of 10 and how the value of a digit changes as you move left or right across the decimal point. Now here's a practice question. Which of the following is the expanded form of 3056.45? The answer is B. The 0 in the hundreds place has no value, so that place is skipped. The 4 in the tens place is 4 times 1/10, and the 5 in the hundredths place is 5 times 1/100th, not the other way around. Options A and C reverse those decimal positions. Option D misplaces the whole number digits entirely. Skill 2, operations with rational numbers. This is the core of this category. You need to be comfortable with addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division across whole numbers, fractions, decimals, and mixed numbers, and know how to apply those operations in real-world problems. This test also expects you to interpret remainders correctly in context. For example, 98 people need transportation and each bus holds 22. You don't round down, you round up because you can't have a partial bus. Practice question. A teacher is reserving buses for a field trip. A total of 98 people will attend, and each bus holds a maximum of 22 passengers. What is the least number of buses the teacher must reserve? The answer is B, 5 buses. Dividing 98 by 22 gives 4 with a remainder of 10. Because you cannot rent a fraction of a bus, you round up to 5. Option A, 4 buses, only accounts for 88 people. This type of remainder interpretation question appears regularly. Skill 3, fractions, ratios, and proportional reasoning. Expect questions involving equivalent fractions, comparing and ordering fractions, and solving ratio and proportion problems. Fractions and ratios show up on this test more than almost anything else. If these feel shaky, this is worth slowing down on. Here's an example of what you might see on the test. To make 48 total cups of fruit punch using a 1:3 pineapple to orange ratio, how many cups of orange juice are needed? The answer is D, 36 cups. Every 4 cups of punch uses 1 cup pineapple and 3 cups orange. 48 cups divided by 4 equals 12 batches. 12 times 3 cups of orange juice equals 36. Option C, 24, is exactly half, which would come from incorrectly treating it as a 1-to-1 ratio. Okay, hope you're hanging in there with these. We're on the home stretch now with skill number 4. Number properties and order of operations. Know your commutative, associative, and distributive properties and be able to identify them in expressions. You also need to apply the correct number of operations, including exponents, without a calculator when the question calls for it. Let's check out a sample problem. Which of the following best illustrates the associative property of multiplication? The answer is B. The associative property changes the grouping, not the order of factors. Option A shows the commutative property. The order changes. Option D shows the distributive property. Knowing how to tell these apart is a consistent question type on this test. Now that you know what this category tests, here's how to prepare for it. Start by downloading the free study companion for the 5003 from praxis.ets.org. It walks you through every content topic on the numbers and operations section and includes additional sample questions with full answer explanations. That document is your blueprint. Then take a full-length practice test to see exactly where you stand across all 3 content categories. When you register for the 5003, you receive a free interactive practice test. Use it early so your results can shape the rest of your prep time. Study.com's Praxis 5003 test prep is built to align with the exact content categories on this test, including dedicated coverage of numbers and operations. Your study plan is built around your specific strengths and weaknesses, and practice questions come with detailed explanations, and everything works on desktop and mobile. Numbers and operations is 40% of your Praxis 5003 score. Place value operations across number types, fractions and proportional reasoning, and number properties. Nail these 4 skill areas and you've built your strongest foundation for this test. Use the examples from this video as a starting point. Download your study companion and take a practice test to find your gaps, and you've got everything that you need to do this. If this video helped you out, give it a like, subscribe, and drop a comment below telling us which part of the 5003 you want us to cover next. Good luck. Your classroom is waiting.